Hello guys, buongiorno.
Buongiorno a tutti.
That there was a little bit of a scandal at the Iranian consulate.
Yeah.
So they've seen us, they know who we are. So let's get out of here as soon as possible. So what you can do about it to try to save this extra necessary cost?
This is yogurt, this is Iran, and this is
You cannot bring any alcohol, pork meat or pornography.
how much I will get. One minute.
Please don't take example for what we did because
It was dangerous.
yeah.
Today it's a very important day for our expedition, and we wanted to make it official. We are Aldo, Vera, and Toto. For over 5 years, we have been driving around the world with our self-converted tiny home on wheels, and we visited more than 50 countries on 5 continents. Next destination, Africa. Through our videos, we show how beautiful, but at the same time, how fragile our planet is, hoping to raise awareness about environmental concerns and inspire people to take action. Subscribe to our channel, enjoy our adventure.
We did it, and those who follow us on Instagram already know it. We are in Iran.
Yeah!
And we've been waiting to visit this country since 2018 when a couple of good friends of us from Milan told us about their wonderful experience. It's a little bit more than a week that we are here and we already feel like we are into another world. The people are so kind, so welcoming, it's beautiful.
This video is an introduction to Iran, a country that has become fashionable in recent times, a destination desired by many. And whether you come with your own vehicle or by plane, the information in this video will be useful to everyone.
Starting first with our visa, I'm going to tell you right away that there was a little bit of a scandal at the Iranian consulate and we had to pay 50 euros more for our visa than we should. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later and also a way how you can try to save these extra unnecessary costs. Since the reopening in January 22 post-COVID, it is now mandatory to use either a travel agent or someone that will give you a letter of invitation from Iran.
We have submitted our visa application online twice to the Iranian embassy, and both times it was rejected. So we contacted an agency, TAP Persia, that for the price of 21 euro per person gave us a pre-authorization code, with which we went to pick up our visa in person.
The cost for a single entry visa is 50 euros for Europeans, and it allows you to stay in the country up to 45 days. But this period can be extended for a maximum of 90 days each year. You will have to provide a color copy, a scan of the first page of your passport, and also a photo passport size.
You must be very precise about the maximum size of the files, both in pixels and kilobytes, because they are very fussy.
The application to fill out is very simple, and you will also have to provide a full itinerary of your stay in Iran. Now, it takes about 5 days for your visa to be processed, and then you get a code with which you go to the consulate and pick up your visa in person. Or you can have it processed in 2 days, urgently, but that costs 25 euros more.
And that's exactly what happened to us. Apparently, the Iranian consulates or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs changed from normal to urgent the visa application of a tourist. The agencies say that they don't even have an option of urgency in their software, and the consulates say that this is the fault of an agency. Some tourists pay 75 euros and others pay 50, and we will never know the truth.
And we actually seen visas physically of people we know that the stamp was either 75 or 50 euros. So what you can do about it to try to save this extra necessary cost? You need to be very clear with the agency you're going to use for your application and say that your application is not urgent. Also to write in capital letter on the first page of your itinerary that the application is not urgent. This way you will have a double evidence that cannot be just a software mistake because the itinerary is an attached file. We didn't know these things and we hope that with this information you can save this additional 25 euros, but for us, unfortunately, we had to pay it.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
About Canadians, US and British passport holders, you will have to apply in your country of residence for an Iranian visa. Use an agent, and also apparently it's mandatory to have a guide during your stay in Iran. Very important, by all means, we are not accusing the Iranian government or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to have corrupted officials that they find these subterfuges to get some extra money from tourists. We are just sharing with you our experience, and we leave you the full interpretations of the events.
To enter Iran, in addition to your visa application, you will also need a hotel reservation, at least for the first night stay in the country.
You will also need a medical insurance that is recognized in Iran, so it's better to buy one of an Iranian company. You can do so online or ask the agent you used for your visa application. The cost is about 20 euros per person per month through an agent, or you can buy it at the border like in our case, and you pay 6 euros for 30 days. Then about the COVID, what do we need? As a COVID expert.
As for the COVID, you will need to show your certificate of vaccination with 2 doses and a negative PCR test.
And then, if you want to enter Iran with your own vehicle like we did, you will also need a carnet de passage. I have dedicated a full video about this document on what it is, how it works, and also how to save some money while requesting one. You'll find the video up there. In Iran, you cannot bring any alcohol, pork meat, or pornography. And for pornography, they also mean a book with the cover of a woman exposing her shoulder, maybe kissing a man. That's forbidden.
The women are obliged to cover their heads, and in public you can only expose your face, hands and feet. Maximum what is tolerated is showing your forearm like this.
It's just the case that you see now wear without a veil or a scarf around the head, because we are on top of a mountain and there is nobody. But should the farmer come with his motorbike, she will have to cover herself. And the same is also for men. We cannot wear shorts and only t-shirts are allowed. So now in the south of Iran, there is a beautiful island and we can't wait to see how the hell we're gonna swim there. So don't miss out our next videos.
I'm sure it will be fun.
And please, if you haven't done so, subscribe to our channel and give us a nice like. And since we are talking about likes, beware that this gesture, it's an offense, not just in Iran, but in the whole of Middle East, especially if done like this. It's a bit like our middle finger, so it means up your, you know. And it's funny because it's automatic for us saying thank you like this, or maybe people take photos with us and you pose like this, but then the photo comes out that you are like that because you've been hiding it. So, but it's tolerated. They know that we are tourists, so it should be fine. But don't do it.
In Iran, the Thursday and Friday correspond to our Saturday and Sunday. So on Thursday they work half day, and on Friday everything is closed.
The border crossing took about 3 hours. On the Armenian side, everything was very slow and people didn't know what to do. It looked like they were taking fun of us. So we arrived on the Iranian side already tired. You cross a bridge over the river Aras, which is the natural border between the countries. First you go to the border police and you bring in your passport, visa, medical insurance, PCR and so on. They check everything and then they stamp the page of your visa.
Be very careful with that, because unfortunately if they stamp your passport, you can be denied entry in the future to other countries, like for example the United States.
Then it was time to register Toto, our car, so we needed to go to customs with our carnet de passage. We also needed the photocopy of the cover, the first page, the photocopy of the driver passport and visa, and also a photocopy of the car document. You also need an international driving license, but they didn't ask me to show it to them, but it's mandatory to have it in this country. I had all the photocopies other than the one for the carnet. So now it was Thursday night, everything was closed, and I had to go look for a place where I could make these 2 photocopies without money.
While Aldo was gone, an officer came to me asking to see the content of the car. So I opened the back door and he saw our bed and got emotional. When I went on the side of the car showing our shower system, he started to laugh, asking his colleagues to join him, and they couldn't believe that we actually have a shower in our car. So the inspection at that point was finished. Then we started to talk about our trip, the countries we have visited, and one of the officers asked why we still don't have an Iranian flag.
Well, let us in first, right?
That's true. After the inspection, I noticed that the officer seemed a bit preoccupied. So I asked what was the problem. And he said that our car was blocking the passage and it needed to be moved. Okay, no problem. Just show me where I can park the car. So I jumped in front, put on reverse, and I started moving it towards the direction he pointed out. I saw them looking at me in disbelief, like who knows what I was doing.
These clouds are so nice. Sorry about the light, but it's nice and cool now, so we are very happy. Let's continue. So I come back, I managed to do the photocopies, and I go to the officer that was dealing with our papers. I saw him a bit nervous, so I asked him what was the problem, and he said that we needed registration plates with Iranian numbers and letters. So I told him, look, I have done my research, I'm maintaining with the carnet, I know that we don't need them. So he calls another guy over the phone that has very good English, and I have a conversation with him. He says, you need the registration numbers, but you don't really need it. Anyway, don't worry, just leave me your number, and tomorrow morning I'll call you and we sort out this problem. Now pass me the officer and we'll try to let you in anyway. I'm still waiting for this guy to call me. So after the conversation, we head to the customs office that closes at 4, and they turn all the lights on again, and finally we get our carnet stamped. Unfortunately, the officer placed the entry stamp on the exit counterfoil, but it's okay. In here they write from right to left. After stamping the carnet, there is one final step that is done outside in another office where everything is registered in the system. A third-party insurance is not mandatory in Iran, but if you get caught in an accident, you can be arrested if you don't have one. Unfortunately, we couldn't buy anything because everything was closed, and we had to leave it for the next day. It was 11 p.m. We were very tired, without money, without SIM card, without registration plates, and without car insurance. So we decided to use the internet left from the allowances we had in Armenia and call our families. A shepherd just came with his flock, so Vera had to cover her head.
I hope I look good.
You're beautiful.
We checked some other things, and by the time we finished, it was past midnight. We were very tired, it was night, and we didn't want to risk driving in the Iranian streets without insurance. So we checked the few places around the border area where we could possibly sleep.
Now, if there is something that they told us about Iran, is that we can camp anywhere, but not in military zones. And it's very important that on the first night of your arrival, you stick to what it says on the visa and the itinerary, so you do sleep at the hotel you reserved. We are now about 3 kilometers from the border that we passed last night, so they've seen us, they know who we are. And on the other side of this river, there is Armenia. 2 kilometers down the road, there is the border with the occupied zone of Azerbaijan, and we understood that this is the corridor that Azerbaijan is trying to occupy to have the passage from their state to this area. So let's get out of here as soon as possible. Last night we were very tired, we exited like at 1 a.m. and we just didn't want to drive at night. But it's now time to go. Please don't take example from what we did, because
it was dangerous.
Yes, and luckily everything was fine, but please don't do it.
The nearest big city where everyone usually does all the paperwork like currency exchange, car insurance, internet SIM card is Tabriz, which is around 350 kilometers away.
There is a shorter route of about 200 kilometers, but that's bad unsealed road, so we didn't have enough fuel for either options. But first, before buying fuel, we needed to get some money. So we decided to head west in the town of Jolfa and hoping to find a currency exchange open.
Because it was Friday.
Yeah, we were lucky, and someone could exchange at the rate of €1 for 296,000 reals. So I converted 200 euros and we got 59,200,000 reals.
Instantly we became millionaires.
And I didn't know how to even count them because it was all in cuts of 100,000 reals note and 500,000. Then there is the matter about the tomans. Basically, to simplify prices here, they tell you the price in tomans, which is 10 less compared to the reals. So you ask for a price and they say that's 50,000 tomans, and you have to pay with the 500,000 reals. So
it's a bit confusing at the beginning, but then you easily get used to.
Yes, so I just got this big bunch of money, put it in a black bag, filled my pockets, and went back to the car. We closed ourselves with the sunshades and we decided to count the money, hoping that it was right.
It took us some time to calculate all the money, but not a single banknote was missing.
Then it was time for refueling, and in Iran I knew that you need to buy a card at the border and prepay for your diesel, but now this option is not available anymore, and the tourists basically need to ask either a shopkeeper at the petrol station or a truck driver. So if you remember, we recently posted a story on Instagram where we asked you how much you think our first full tank costed us. Well, here's the answer for you.
Costa 600 reais per litro, quindi 50 litri costerà a noi circa €1. Today it's a very important day for our expedition, and we wanted to make it official. We just paid 2 cents per liter of diesel, almost 10 times less than our previous record in Brunei of 17 cents per liter.
No, 17 cents is too expensive.
Yeah, too expensive.
Naughty,
too
naughty
expensive.
Brunei, naughty, naughty.
Now we can also afford a little bit of fair conditioning.
Yeah, but not too much, okay? We paid 2 cents per liter, and actually the official price for the locals is 1 cent per liter of diesel. We'll see if we're able to get that price in the future. There is Euro 5 and Euro 4 grade in the north of Iran, and in the south you can also find Euro 2 and Euro 3 grade of diesel.
Anyway, in the evening we finally arrive in Tabriz, and we stop at a picnic area, sort of campsite free of charge with toilets and water. Shortly after our arrival, and completely unexpected, we see a Dutch couple but we met on Instagram only a few weeks earlier.
Hello guys, buongiorno.
Buongiorno a tutti.
Bravo! So guys, this is Milena and this is Yuri from Holland.
Hi.
And this is our Belgian friends that joined us. Come to the party.
While filming, some very kind Iranian family offer us some tea, so you can see we got some
Yeah, we're
Very nice.
enjoying
freshly brewed
with
hot
some
tea.
chai,
Yeah.
with some local spiced sugar. So guys, tell us about your amazing trip and your future plans. What are you doing?
How long you've been
Ah.
traveling?
How long you've been
We've
traveling?
been traveling for half a year now, and we're trying to get to China, all the way from the Netherlands.
Yes, so we're driving the Silk Road actually, one of the Silk Roads, the northern route we take. And it's taken us half a year already, but it's going well.
It's been so much
Steady.
fun so far. And we're meeting fabulous people, and the countries we've been through is lovely, and traveling is just the best.
Yeah, I'm meeting great people like you.
They were saying about something that they like to enjoy and try in every country, which is
Oh, pizza.
Pizza. Yes, every country we go to, we eat pizza. We try to eat good pizza, but that's sometimes difficult. But yeah, everywhere we go, we eat pizza.
And you are doing all of this with the 45 years old?
Alexine, yes, she's 45 years. Well, she had her problems along the way, but she's still doing quite well. And,
She's been very annoying to us, but we still love her.
Yeah.
Because she's doing pretty neat.
Yeah, she's doing amazing. But we'll see if we ever reach China with her. But I think I think we will.
Keep positive.
Keep
I think we
positive
will.
and believe in her.
Yes, oh,
Give
definitely.
her, show her some love.
It's part
We
of the,
always
it's part
do,
of the
we
fun.
always
It's part
do.
of the fun.
Yeah.
Sure, Marco Polo had some setbacks too.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
So it's all part of the journey.
Yes.
Exactly.
And we have
it's
more
not by
horsepower.
destination, but by journey.
Yes.
Exactly.
So guys, we wish you a best, the safest and the nicest journey, and happy miles.
Thank you
very much.
Bye.
Ciao.
The next day, together with Milena and Yuri, we go to the Vetabris Bazaar, which is the oldest bazaar in the Middle East and the biggest cover market in the world.
They are also famous for Persian carpets, and they make everything out of it. Vases, ornaments, and even paintings to hang on the wall. Right next to the bazaar, there is the main point for currency exchange of the city. So we decide to convert another 100 euros necessary to buy the SIM card and the insurance. This time we get a better rate, €1 for 298,000 reales. We are trying to exchange some money, we are surrounded, everybody wants our money. So we are looking for the best rate. Hello. Assalam, salam alaikum.
How much I will get?
1 million, please, 1 million. Bellissimo.
For $100, you give me how much?
looks like we found the right deal. We're going entering in the office now. Thank you. It's looking serious here.
Looking like we're making the deal of a month in here.
Oh, the century. Okay, guys, so we need to change €1. That day we walked 17 kilometers, and after the bazaar we went to the headquarters of Iran Cell.
Yes, we have the largest telephone providers with the biggest internet coverage in the country. And we got a tourist package for 4 million reales, valid for 3 months, with 44 gigabytes, 600 minutes, and 600 SMS.
4 million reales is just €13.50.
That's true.
However, there is a problem. You have about 1 month to register your telephone in a cell phone store. Otherwise, they will block it. They have your IMA. Also, we heard that it's possible to swap the SIM card before the 30 days into another mobile phone, so you can gain an extra month. We haven't done this yet, so we don't know how much it costs. We'll probably see it in the next few days. We will let you know. Internet is very expensive in Iran. You cannot get an unlimited plan, and websites like Facebook or YouTube are censored. You need a VPN. Sorry if we won't be that much active online in the next few months, but we will still try to upload our classic weekly video on YouTube.
We stayed in this free camping area in Tabriz for a few days because of the bad weather. Iranians love picnics and camping in the outdoors. They literally take out from their car a tent, put it on a tarmac or on the grass, and sleep there for the night.
These people are so nice and curious. They all come to you and want to take photos with you. Also, they must offer you something to eat. The value of hospitality, especially towards a tourist or a traveler, is unparalleled. Just woke up, and a family that camped next to us brought us the breakfast. They insisted for us to have it. There we go, I'll show you now.
I guess this is yogurt, this is ayran, and this is some veggie patties. So I can't wait to begin and taste them. How people are gentle and welcoming, and they are coming to get to know you and bring all sorts of sweets and tea and sugar and food. You know, it's so incredible.
Obviously, as a sign of respect, you got to give them something also. And Vera is already there.
Bon appetit, sorry.
So what did you give them?
I gave them a bit of coffee. I don't know if they drink coffee in the morning, because a woman gave us like a yogurt and tea, but at least it's something to exchange, you know.
About third-party cover insurance, we went with the Iran Insurance Company, a name very easy to remember.
An average cost for 1 month it's 50 euros, for 2 months it's 75 euros, and for 3 months it's 100 euros.
We got 3 months. We don't know if we will stay that long in Iran, but we will leave the country via sea, and we know that every time we get a ferry there are always delays, so I wanted to take that into consideration. For 3 months we paid 60 euros, but if now I tell you how I did it, this video is gonna end up tomorrow. And then after these many years on the road, I think I'm allowed to have some secrets and few tricks up my sleeve. What do you think?
Let's get it.